That center deck's at 850. That's how we know it's pizza time. We're letting the veggies do the heavy lifting today. This is a super summer pie. It's vegan. It's bomb. It's letting those veggies go front and center. I got a zucchini, cherry tomato, and pistachio pizza. This one's really bomb. When I make a vegan pizza, I don't really get too much into like fake cheeses or whatever you want to call it. Those are actually, some of those are really bomb. I almost like them better just kind of on their own. But for a vegan pie, for me, I feel like there's so much stuff out there in the veg world that you can really put something together that satisfies. I mean, it's just this bomb pizza. That's why I got the nuts in the mix, different flavors, different textures. I got the zucchini, or actually, this is just a yellow squash zucchini. I guess would be technically green. It's bomb. It's fresh. Always use the best. This is heady, OG. What I like to do with the zooks when you're putting them on a pizza, a zucchini is full of a ton of water. You want to coax some of that out. So I salt them ahead of time. I slice them really thin on the mandoline. Salt them up. That's a trick I learned from Kenji on Serious Eats. I think he had to put together a zucchini pie that was really bomb. He used that. I like it. You just put it in a colander. It drains off a lot of water. I'm going to lay these on pretty thick on there. It's cool. I've made a pizza similar to this before with the zooks. And if you put that on, like almost coat it like Roni cup style, that bite when you bite into it almost has this like cheese texture that's really good. It doesn't taste like cheese. I don't want it to taste like cheese. I want it to taste squash. But that texture is important. That's what a lot of that cheese might bring of that, you know, some of those mozz. It's like there's not a whole lot of flavor in some of them. Sometimes it's more of a texture thing, and it's a fatty thing too. And so the fat part, I like to introduce that back with some nuts sometimes. I got pistachios in here that I chopped up, along with some lemon zest and some fresh thyme. Firemost Farms, the backyard farms growing all the headies. Got that mixed in with this. This is really nice. It adds that extra fattiness, a little bit of texture crunch because it's gonna roast up in the oven. Really bomb mixture. And then to keep it bright, because I always like, you know, you gotta get the colors that you eat with your eyes too. Want to make sure it's not just, you know, it's kind of fun though when you get one color, but you know, on the pizza, like those are straight green or something like that, the super spring vibes. But on this one, we're gonna go all over the place. We're gonna do it with the rainbow of cherry tomatoes. So we got the green, everything. I feel like that's gonna bring the full summer vibe. So I'm into it. We'll get this thing built up. I also got some shallots and garlic we're gonna put on the bottom. All riding on the natty dough. It's this week's dough. I'll put the mix in the on the recipe on SantaBarbaraBaker.com. This one's been really good, puffy, nice. It's got that chewy but still crisp, you know, kind of a hybrid thing going on. It's weighing in at 315 grams on this dough ball. Gonna stretch it probably 15 inches or so. Let's get that thing stretched, get it built, get it in the oven. We'll watch it bake, give this thing a taste. It's pizza time. I got the natty dough all stretched out, building a fatty summer zucchini. Actually, I keep saying zucchini. It's yellow squash. It's a vegan pie. It's bomb. Let's get this thing built. Gonna start with the shallots and the garlic at the bottom. I always like putting that at the bottom because you can have it burn in the oven, and the burnt garlic, not really a pleasant flavor for most people. We're gonna hook it up pretty fatty on this. That should be a nice flavor along with the summer squash. I can't get it together with that. Oh man, it's because I'm growing a ton of zooks, so I'm all fired up on the zooks. I got that down. Let's put that another piece of garlic over there. We like a lot of garlic for health. Then I got this as my special mixture of the chopped up pistachios along with a zest of a lemon, along with some salt and pepper in there, and also a little bit of thyme. It's a really nice flavor, adding a little bit of fattiness and richness to the pie. Since we're not putting cheese on this one, I like to introduce it another way, and it looks really cool. I like the look of that right now. Got that going. Next, we're gonna go with the yellow squash, which I salted and drained. I sliced them paper thin on the mandoline, and then salt, colander, drain it, get as much water off as possible, and you can just go super fatty on this. I like to lay it on heavy with these. Like I was saying earlier, you bite into it, it's almost like you can get like a cheesy-ish texture to it. It was really pleasant. I discovered that a while back making a similar pizza. because I was playing around with the sizes, because it's amazing how much these shrink up. I actually have in this bowl, this is more than enough. I sliced up, they're probably like, I would consider them medium, small, medium-sized squash that I sliced up paper thin. But I mean, it's like, you can put at least one. I mean, I'm gonna go probably like, yeah, I'd say I'll end up with about one whole one on this one. Like I said, these have been salted. Gonna hook it up so it's almost like there's nothing, no space left on it. Don't want to see through. Then up next, we're gonna hit it with the cherry tomatoes. And then along with that, to finish it up, keep it like extra bright when it comes out of the oven, I'm gonna finish it off with basil and chives. I like that flavor. And also the super headies, the firemost, the pistachio oil. We're lucky in Santa Barbara to have this like really bomb pistachio oil that a local grower does. You can pick that up at the farmer's market. It's really good stuff. Gonna do a little drizzle of that. I like doing it at the end though, because it's a pretty delicate oil, I'd say. So I just wanna make sure we get that full flavor of it. I got a whole rainbow of the cherry tomatoes. Again, these are just some different kinds of heirloom little ones. Hooking it up fatty. All right, that's looking pretty good to me. Hit it with the olive oil. Salt. Always want to salt and pepper your pies. Hooking it up. Looking good. Got the fatty summer vegan pie. I'm gonna get this thing off the marble into the oven. We'll watch it bake, slice it up, and taste this thing. Looking pretty good to me. Got the first turn going. Had a little technical difficulties with the camera, but it's all good. The pizza's cooking up really nice. We're about 45 seconds in, just finishing the first turn. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Looking pretty good. I don't know, I don't really like that little bubble there, but all good so far. Gonna keep this thing turning. Up to a minute. This dough's looking pretty nice today with all those fresh toppings on there. We're gonna make sure it's like pretty cool that the squash, or like I keep saying zucchini, because that works too. But it bakes up really nice. It almost curls up like a Roni cup. It's a fun look on the pizza for sure. Got some fatty bubbles in there. This dough been nice and puffy. I don't know, my turning skills are weak today, but we're getting the job done. Got a little flustered with my camera issues sometimes, but we're just doing the real thing here. We're baking backyard pizza. This isn't some big production. This is just the pizza that we eat, that we love. Oh yeah, getting that. I want to make sure I watch that spot right there. That's the kind of area where you want to, we'll let this one kind of just like hang out there on the edge. Because that back area looks like it needs a little bit more color. This one too, I'd like, come in here and dome this guy a little bit as you're baking it or before you take it out. We're up to a little over 2 minutes. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Going for that crispy bake. We like the crispy bottom, fully cooked through. And my flour mixes too. I like, some of the stuff that's in there. I got that T85 and the rye. I don't like to run it super hot because I feel like you get it, burns a little bit more. That longer bake, it does pretty well. This thing in here, baking up pretty nice. We're almost up to 3 minutes. This thing's looking really good. And I'm shooting for, I want a crispy bottom, nice and browned all the way through, even browning with some leopardine. That's the look. I would have liked a little more leopardine. I'm surprised, maybe it's just the temp of the oven. But, on my last 2 pies on this batch of dough, I felt like the leopardine was a little better. I think this will still taste really good. We're up to 3:15 now, thinking about pulling this one soon. Looks a little bit light on the top. Let's get this edge out again so that, that spot right there so that doesn't burn. I think that'll still taste good. I'm not tripping too hard on it. Up to 3:30. Let's shoot for like 4 minutes on this one. Gonna put it back in here. Maybe I'm gonna hit it, dome it a little bit at the end because I see a little bit of light coloring along the rim of the corn. You show them that crust right there. Want to make sure that's brown. I like that a little bit better like that. Gonna take this thing. See, looking at looks at that. That looks good. Maybe a little light there. Finishing this thing up. We're at 4 minutes now. Doming it. Looking pretty good. Oh yeah, pulling it out. You know, it's looking really fresh to me. Got the yellow squash, got on the first try, not the zucchini. It's kind of the same thing though in a way, but really bomb. Gonna let this thing rest on the rack. I always like to let it rest, you know, 20 seconds to a minute. You want that crust to set, especially with some of these toppings. We coax some of that water out with salting the squash, but there's still a lot of moisture in there with those cherry tomatoes. So we don't want a soggy crust. Let it set, hang out for a little bit. We'll slice it up, give it a taste, hit it with that drizzle, the pistachio, the fresh herbs. It's looking bomb. It's pizza time. I'm into it. This pizza's looking firemost. I'm gonna be honest, this is a bit of a flustered bake for me. We had a little bit of camera difficulties, but you know, it's all good because we're eating pizza, and I think this actually turned out more bomb than I thought. I was like tripping a little bit when it was in the oven because I was just like, man, I'm off a little bit, but I'm into it. This is super bright. I love all the colors. The dough looks pretty good to me. You know, some browning. There could have been a little more even, but I like the looks of it. It's fun how this zucchini, man, you just pile all this stuff on, and in that oven, it just like shrinks up into nothing, but you get that full flavor zucchini bite. It should be bomb. This is all the fresh summer produce going on here with the heirloom cherry tomatoes, then some Firemost Farms basil and herbs from our garden. Really dank. That should keep it really fresh and bright. Finish it off with that heady Santa Barbara pistachio oil. If you can get your hands on that, it is a treat. It's really good stuff. I love it. That just finishes off rounding off the flavors. Gonna pick up this one. This is looking good. Good slice to me. Gonna pick up the bottom. Looks really nice. This is day 2 on the fermentation. The dough felt really nice in the hands today. Airy, but not too overproofed or anything. I was into it. You see the whole structure there. I don't know if you can catch it, but it looks pretty good to me. And it's holding up on all that stuff on the pizza. Let's give this thing a taste. This is super delicious. And you know what punches me right in the face eating this that I totally forgot to mention in the introduction to this is that mixture of pistachios and lemon zest and herbs that's riding on here. That lemon zest just brightens it up so much. It makes it, I feel it's like a surprising thing, and it's like real nice with that yellow squash on there. That like it's a fun pizza. This is really fresh. I mean, I feel like sometimes, I don't know, like, you know, vegan pies can be all over the place. I like to stay really focused on the veggies. I think there's so much you can do, and this is a really fun one. Squash is a pretty easy to come by topping that you can grow yourself. It's really tasty. Top it with some herbs or something, and you're having that straight up headband day. This dough's tasting nice. Recipes up on SantaBarbaraBaker.com. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I got more recipes, all sorts of fun pizza stuff on the way. Hope everybody's dreaming, loving, living the pizza dream, living the pizza life. One love. Can't wait to finish this thing off. Stay healthy. Keep eating pizza. One love.